Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Today in episode 11, we're going to talk about cinematic videography. So let's dive right in. What is cinematic videography? Cinematic videography is a visual style of filmmaking that uses techniques from both photography and film to create an emotionally engaging, visually compelling video. It's about capturing a certain mood, feeling an atmosphere that transports the viewer into another world. Smooth and deliberate camera movements can add a lot of emotion and tension to a scene. Natural or artificial light should support the story and enhance the visual experience. Soft, even lighting can create a dreamy or nostalgic feel, while harder shadows can add depth and drama. Side lighting can help separate your subject from the background, and rim lighting can make your subject pop. Of course, the best lighting setup depends on the visual style you're going for and the message you want to convey, from music videos to short films. These videos showcase the power of this visual style to evoke emotion, draw viewers in, and tell a story without words. Pay attention to how each element we discussed contributes to the overall effect, and see how the filmmakers use them to create a truly cinematic experience. A shotgun mic can also be used for similar results, especially in windy environments. First, try incorporating natural or environmental sounds into your videos. It can help create a more immersive experience for your viewer. Next, experiment with different lenses and focal lengths to create unique looks. A telephoto lens can help compress your shot and bring your subject closer to the camera. A macro lens can also be used for creative flair. And then we have camera angles. Try shooting from low angles to make your subject appear more dominant, or from high angles to make them seem smaller or more vulnerable. Dutch angles can also be used to create a sense of unease or disorientation. And finally, try incorporating different visual motifs or recurring elements throughout your video. This can help create a more cohesive and memorable visual experience. Finally, a gimbal can help you achieve smooth, fluid camera movements. Sliders and jibs can also be useful for creating dynamic shots. But remember, the most important thing is to use whatever gear you have to its fullest potential. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more helpful content. And if you're ready to take your video skills to the next level, go ahead and download our checklist for shooting cinematic videos. It's the perfect tool to help you remember all the key elements of cinematic videography and ensure that you recapture in stunning, high-quality footage every time you shoot. So what are you waiting for? Click the link below to download your checklist and start shooting like a pro today. With the right techniques, you can achieve a cinematic look with even the most basic equipment. Using a gimbal, slider, or other motion device can help you achieve these smooth shots, especially when shooting handheld. You don't need the most expensive gear to shoot cinematic-looking videos, but having the right tools can certainly help. Break the rules, try new things, and push yourself creatively. The most important thing is to tell a story and evoke emotion in your viewer. Let's start with the camera. A full-frame or 35mm camera sensor is preferred for its shallow, depth of field capabilities, and ability to capture high-quality images, from handheld shots to dolly zooms and beyond. We'll cover the ins and outs of each technique and how they can be used to enhance your storytelling, so be sure to stay tuned so you don't miss out. The way you move your camera can have a huge impact on the feel of your final edit. For example, slow, steady movements can create a sense of calm, while quick, erratic movements can build suspense or excitement. Remember that every movement should serve a purpose, whether it's to reveal more of the environment or to highlight an important detail. Instead of just recording motion, cinematic videographers think like filmmakers. They use every tool available to them to tell a story without words. So what makes something cinematic? There are many factors to consider when it comes to creating a cinematic video. But here are some key elements to keep in mind. First, frame rate. Most films and TV shows are shot at 24 frames per second, commonly known as 24 FPS. This frame rate creates a natural, more film-like motion, and it's become the cinematic standard for a reason. While 30 or 60 FPS might work well for capturing fast action or freezing time, 24 FPS provides a more immersive experience. It gives the illusion that you're watching real time, which adds to the realism and draws the audience deeper into the story. Next, camera movement. In cinematic videography, less is often more. Then we have lighting. Good lighting is essential to any cinematic video. Another key element is your depth of field, or how blurry the foreground and background appear. A wide aperture lens such as f1.8 or f2.8 creates that cinematic look by blurring out the background and putting all the focus on your subject. This technique is called bokeh, and it helps to isolate your subject from the surrounding environment, drawing the viewer's attention to what's important. And next, composition. Composition is the arrangement of elements within the frame, and it plays a big role in creating a cinematic look. Use the rule of thirds to place your subject or point of interest in an interesting spot in the frame. Leading lines, symmetry, and balance can also help create a sense of harmony and draw the viewer's eye through the video. Even if your subject or camera is in motion, try to apply these principles to create a more polished look. Finally, post-processing. After you've shot your footage, it's time to bring it all together with some basic post-processing. Cinematic LUTs and tone curves can help you enhance the mood and style of your final edit. Adding a touch of color grading can really make your video pop and help you achieve that cinematic feel. Of course, don't overdo it. Subtlety is key to a professional finish. Now let's take a look at some examples of cinematic videography. Now let's talk about the gear used in cinematic videography. When it comes to audio, a directional 3-capsule mic can help you capture clear, high-quality audio. Now that we've covered the basics, let's dive into some advanced techniques that can take your cinematic videography to the next level. As you continue to develop your skills in cinematic videography, don't be afraid to experiment and find your own unique style. In the next episode of our video series, we'll explore the world of camera movement techniques. In the meantime, keep practicing your cinematic videography skills, and don't forget to share your work with us. We'd love seeing what you come up with.